I designed this billboard. You can see this beautiful billboard here. Now I decided to put this billboard on mock-up so we can appreciate how it looks like when it's done, as we can see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and proceed. So I was jumping to CorelDRAW and then we'll start. Okay, here am I in CorelDRAW. This is the design. You can see it here. The same design you're looking at. All right. So a little background story. This guy wrote these exams, UTME exams, an entrance exam into the university, and then he scored 344. And this is a very high score, 344, I think out of 400. So he did really well. So the school decided to do a billboard, publishing his score and telling other people how good their school is, and also praising the boy alongside. All right. So when I was asked to do this design, and I know that this billboard will be outside. Now I don't want to have a design where I have colors everywhere, I have deep colors like that, and maybe I can go and do my interactive fill, and then maybe you have red here and I use deep. Now I don't want to do this because it will be outside, right? Now, if I have so much colors, so it means I'll have to apply so much ink on the material during the printing, and that way, when the paper is outside and it's under the rain, under the sun, what happens is that when there's rain on it, some ink will go off. After a while, you see it looking very, very bad. So I want to leave it white because it's going to be outside. So my design is going to be around a white background. All right. So first, I had to establish the size of the billboard. Now, if you look at the one I am showing us here, there's a size. So I have to establish the size of the billboard. So they gave me the size, and for this, the size is 28 by 14. So what I need to do is just draw a box by using my rectangle to draw a box, and then I'll just size it 28 by 14. Now take note, the size is in feet. Now, because I'm doing 28, but I choose to work in centimeter because the proportion is the same. Now, even if I increase it to 28 by 14 feet, it will still be the same proportion. So I'm working in centimeters, so my graphics will not be heavy. When it's time for print, I can now increase it to the original size of 28 by 14 feet. All right. Now, having done this, now the first thing I did for this design was to create. I wanted to create a big design that has a white background. What I had to do was look for something to drop on the background to make it a little busy, but not so busy. All right. So first, I had to look for a way to design to create something that looks like this. You look at this ball. How I did this was I grabbed my ellipse tool, hold down my control, and I drew a perfect cycle. Then I'll fill that with any color. I'm going to use this color. I'll remove the background, the outline, set outline color to nothing, and I'll hold my shift and duplicate this one. And as I go to the middle, I'll right click to duplicate that. So I have two there now. All right. Now with the inner one selected, I'll hold my shift and select the outer one, and then I'll say trim. What this means is that the inner cycle will trim out the same space, the same area is covering out of the bigger cycle. So when I say trim, it trims that out for me. So I have a cycle that looks like this. So I use this color for that. I'll reduce that a little, and I'm going to place that somewhere here. It's still too big. I reduce that a little, and I'll place that here. Now I'll copy this, right click to duplicate it here, and I'll crank up the size, holding down my control. Okay, I dropped here. Now with these other cycles selected, I'll hold down my shift and select this box, and this time I'll say intersect. When I say intersect, like before, it will intersect this part. Let's see what happens. Intersect, then you see it intersected and created a new object here for me. Then I'll select this and I'll use this color, and I'll take out the outline, and boom, I got this. I don't need this anymore. I can take that out. Next, I'll grab the name of the school. I just select that, and this was already given to me. I'll just right click to duplicate that, and I'll place that somewhere here. All right, so I have that here now. Just bring that down a little. And I already have the boy's picture. I'm gonna grab the picture, and you see how simple this is. Grab the picture, and I'm gonna place it somewhere here. I can reduce that, or I can increase it a little, something like this, make it bigger so it could cover more space, and maybe somewhere here. And now I can reduce this. I think this is too big. I'll just reduce this a little, something like this, and move that. Now I have the boy's picture. I'm moving using my arrow key, my direction key, to adjust the space where I'm gonna drop that. Now I can either power clip this inside this frame, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is to cut it. I want it to be outside. So here's what I did. I'll select this picture. I'll go select my shape tool. Got this shape tool, and it forms. Look at the edge. It forms around it. I'll just select this part. I can use my direction key to move that up gradually, and it cuts out some part of the boy. When it gets to where the frame line starts, I will just stop there. All right. So I'll just stop here, and I can select this. Hold my shift and select this, and I'll press B on my keyboard. So this will centralize to the base of the frame. And here we go. I have one looks like this. Next, I want to have I'm just going to copy this. You can just type this, but I'm not going to type this. Just copy that and place it here. Okay, so I have this here now. I just place that here. And as a matter of fact, to type this, just go grab your text tool. That is, if you don't know how to use the text tool, click on this tool. Here you have the A, this icon here, you have the A there. Click on it and click anywhere in your frame, and then you can start typing. We are happy, happy to present. I don't want to type this, but for those who are coming here for the first time, I'm doing it. Top UTME scorer. All right, scorer. Now, and then I'll make the font bold, and I change the font to, I'm going to use Montserrat for this, and I'm going to select, double click on this text, hold down my shift and use my direction key to select just UTME, and I'll make that red, and I'll give it a red outline by right clicking on red again, and set outline color. Nice. So when I click away now, you see that. Okay, that's how I did that. Beautiful. Now I have that. Next, I want to create this. There's a bar here. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool again and just click and drag to create that bar that you're looking at there. All right, that's the bar. And I'm going to use blue. I think this is blue, and I'll remove the outline. Set outline color to nothing. All right, then I'll type the child's name. His name is Emmanuel. Okay, his name is Iguatu. All right, Emmanuel. Okay, so I'm going to type his name. I'm going to place that name here. I'll make that white, and I'll change the font size, change the font style to this, and I'm going to crank up that size a little. So I'll grab the mouth fonts and just increase that, something like this. Alright, so I get here, hold on my shift and select on this blue here, and E on my keyboard to centralize vertically. Now I'm going to grab my text tool again and type 344, which is a score. I'll use the same font. Maybe I can use Montserrat now, and I used to use same white, and I'll increase the size again. Alright, so this is how I got here. Okay, next I need to look at these lines that you see here. Look at these lines, and then this one again, and then all of this. Let me try and get that effect. How I created the effect. I'll zoom in here, zoom into the boy's shoulder, and I'll go to my group of line tools, and I'll grab the B-spline tool, and I'll start tracing. I just follow his body. Now the B-spline tool creates curves. Instead of straight lines, it creates curves. At this point, I'll double click to break that away, and I can zoom in here again too, and then do the same thing from his face. Just go down, see if I'm tracing his picture. All right, just zoom like that. At this point again, I'll double click to break that apart, and I have those lines. I'll select the both lines, and I can increase the outline size to 1. And now for this, I'll move it outside. I'm using my direction key now. Okay, just move that a little. All right, and I'm going to make that blue. Set outline color to blue. The same with this, just move this out a little. And I'll set this to blue as well. Now we have that ready. You can see it's almost ready. Next, I need to have, look at this small, this is an R, erect a triangle, and I have these lines that are up here. So to create that, here's what I'll do. Just get here, and for this I can use my, let's say I use my pen tool. Just click in and straight line this time, then go and click where I start from. We have that O there on the edge of my cursor. I'll click that to join the lines together. Sorry, click that to join the lines together. And I don't think I got it right. Let's do it again. I did this and join the line together. Beautiful. Now I'll go grab my shape tool. When I click on this, what happens? I go convert to curve, so I can pull this apart. Just pull one of these parts apart, and then I'll click on this too and convert to curve. I can also pull these parts. Now I can do a little adjustment to these. I can just move this upward, use these arrows to move this, and just do some adjustment, just miniature adjustments. Just do some adjustment. Say somewhere here I'm happy with this. See, I think I'm happy with this. What I have now, select all of that and fill that with blue, and I'll take out the outline. All right, and then I'll reduce that a little, reduce very well, bring it to the head, and now I'm going to double click on that again and then tilt it like this. All right, I have one here. I'll repeat this, reduce the size, and do that. I'll reduce the size of this a little and tilt it again. Okay, beautiful. Duplicate again, reduce the size even more, and tilt now again, something like this. And I can just select everything and reduce sizes, select all of it and tilt something like this. Okay, something around here. All right, then I keep that here. Okay, that's like sign to show that the guy is intelligent. That's what I'm just trying to create there. And then I go grab my triangle, just get triangle. I'll go to my polygon and click on this polygon tool. Then I'll turn the size of my property bar to 3, hold down my control, and I have a triangle. Use that a little. I'll make it the same blue. Now I'm using blue more so because this cool color is blue, and what did I use blue here? Okay, and I just turned that a little, just to an angle, and I can reduce that even more. Let's use a lighter shade of blue, something like this, yeah. And I do place that here. All right, so I'm done. And then the final thing I needed to add is this. You see this thing here where I put this. How did I create this? I'm just going to repeat the process. All right, so here's what I did. First I go grab the same polygon tool again, but this time I'm going to make it like 13, let's say 14 sided polygon. So when I hold my control, click and drag, I'll have created a 14 sided polygon, and I think it's too much. Size are too much. Size is too much. Let's reduce that a little to like 10. I think 10 is okay. All right, so I have 10 sided polygon. So here's what I'll do. I'll quickly go to Windows, and I'll go to Dockers, and I'm looking for fillet and chamfer. So I'll go to looking for fillet and chamfer. So here we go. Sorry, I can't find it. All right, so I have seen corners. I think what I'm looking for is corners. So I'll click on corners. Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm looking for, corners. So I'll make sure fillet is selected, and I can leave everything, I'll leave the radius, everything default. I'll just say apply. Watch what happens to this. When I say apply, you see what happens. You find the edges becoming curved. You see how the edges are curved now. You can see it's curved now. If I keep applying, it keeps getting curved and curved and curved. But I think I'm happy with it as it is. Then I can just fill that with blue, and here we go, and I'm done. I can fill that with blue. Let's try something else. Let's try scallop. Let's see what we'll get for the scallop. All right, I think the fillet and chamfer is okay. I'm happy with this already. All right, so now that I have this, next what I want to do is I just create a cycle. Grab my cycle tool. I can close this now. I'm done with this. Grab my cycle tool by just clicking once on my ellipse tool, and then I hold on my control and draw a perfect cycle. I want it to be at the middle of what I just did, fillet and chamfer now. Okay. Right, I'll select everything. I'll press C and E on my keyboard to centralize horizontally and vertically. Now I can make this white and remove the outline on this cycle. And here we go. I have, so it looks like this. Increase it a little more. Okay. What's the next thing there? All right, so I'm just gonna I'll duplicate this cycle by just click and drag, holding down my control, and at this point I'll right click. Now I'm going to go right click on this color. I want the blue. I have blue, and I'll take out the fill. I'm going to crank up the size of the inner outline. Let's make that 1 and see what we get. Okay, so that one looks like this. I'm going to use this color rather. Let's see. All right, now I want to create another cycle. I think the outline is still small, 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 is okay. I'm going to create another cycle. I'll grab this, reduce that a little more, and this time I'm going to make that the blue. Make that this blue, but then I'll reduce the outline size to something like looks like this. And here we go. I'm done with that. So I can just select that, reduce everything, and put that here. Okay, I'll reduce that a little more and put it here. You can zoom in now. Let's zoom in and make some corrections because I've reduced the size of the object. Let me reduce that a little more. Let's make this 7. Okay, and then we can make this 0.2. Right? I cannot make this 0.5. Okay, now I have this. Now since the boy scored 96 in math, I can just type 96, and I'll crank up that size. I change the font to something like this, and I'll make that red. Now I'm dropping red in this design because the school has a little red in their color, but the major color there is blue. Red in mathematics. In maths. I'm okay with that, just with maths, and I'll change this to this font. Just reduce that a little more, and I'm going to place that here. Still too big. All right, I'll centralize this now, and here we go. The design is ready. You can see everything is ready. So this design is simple, and it works best for an outdoor build, for an outdoor design, because something will be put outside under the rain, under the sun. So I did this, and we are quite happy with it. It was quick, it was fast for them to use, and it was simple. It's simple, very, very, very simple, and you can see how simply it looks. It's simple, it's beautiful, and that's what I did. So if you have question, you have something you need to ask me, please use the comment section. And if you have somebody who needs this video, please send it to them, and please subscribe to my channel to encourage you to create more content like this. And thank you for coming. I'll see you in my next video.